wherever you are out there in the world. This is Matt, co-founder of Metafide, calling in today for a great Thursday at 9:34 a.m. It is during a supercharged event. This is where we are playing a live 1-minute BTC game where we are trying to predict the price at the end of a 1-minute interval. What will the price be? The players who put down their predictions earlier and more accurately get a larger portion of the reward. Good to see everyone today coming in for the game. Hope everyone is staying safe out there. I know Bitcoin is trending back on its way down, breaking that $70,000 range, making people uncomfortable at 69, and it is continuing to fall. Let's see how it turns out for the rest of the day. Looks like we found a little bit of resistance. We opened up this morning and said, not today, let's keep things on the upside. Hey, Peter. What's up, OT? I'll see you guys in here. It's bouncing around this morning, that's for sure. Oh yeah, 1.77x. Very good, guys. This morning we have Ace already on a 5x streak, followed by Pieter, myself on the 2x, and then Miracle coming in with the 1x. All right. Positions loaded. Guys, get yourself in the preloaded lobby. It's the best advantage you could get on your positions. Helps you think about them, get them in on time, separate them out. And they come in on the 0 second mark. What is that? Yeah, here. It is. What's up, Yeti?
Not too much. Just got caught up in that thing.
Yeah, how was it? You guys figure out some good fixes?
Yeah, I think so. All right, I'm in. Just need to go grab my coffee.
All right.
And when I say grab it, I mean need to quickly make it.
On radio, take your time.
That Category 5 cyclone makes landfall tonight.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh.
Wind gusts of 220 k's an hour or something.
Oh, man.
I so hope it rips our roof off. That would be so good. Insurance. Our roof is so crap. It would be. I'd love it if it. It won't though. It'll just get more like flood water in my car, which isn't covered.
Your car just washes away.
I think that would be covered, surely, if it got washed away. Or even if it just like properly destroyed my car, it would be fine. But it's just like just puts water in the footwells and you gotta bucket it out, and it's a pain in the ass. But it's not like, yeah, insurance doesn't cop it as a write-off for some reason.
It's like, yeah, you can deal with the mold.
Yeah.
How cool was that Elon Musk posting with the Doge?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Awesome timing.
I mean, yeah.
That's pretty good. And then we just had the Doge OS video come out, which I saw that you reposted. That looks pretty good. We had a nice
Yeah,
time
I
over.
saw you in there.
Oh yeah, I'm in there a few
Yeah,
times, chatting away in the background.
yeah, yeah. It looked like a fun event.
Yeah, they did a good job. They didn't put the nighttime stuff up. I guess they just didn't want to show like the after party. But that was their better event. Like their daytime event was like very tame. Maybe just like a couple hundred people came through. Red Bull came through, so like the energy drink. They were speaking there, which I thought was pretty cool, and they sponsored it too. So they sponsored like the evening bar. But their night event was the best one. Like ETH Denver this year didn't have as good of attendance because market's down, ETH is down. It's usually like a lot of students and it's a free event, so it's a ton of people who just want to explore blockchain are new coming into it. And a bunch of people didn't want to come from Hong Kong this year. They were tired afterwards. So the attendance was lower, but that night they had done a really good job of inviting like the people who were there, and they had the most packed event, couple thousand people in this other venue that's 6 floors, Yeti, and it's this interactive art space called the Meow Wolf. If you ever want to look it up, it's each room has like it's built by all these different artists. So it's like a crystal castle room, or like a fairy room, or like cool geometric shapes, illusions, and other things like
Hell
that.
yeah,
So a whole trippy like space. Like it literally is a psychedelic space. Um,
that's sick.
yeah, and it's 6 floors. They had 3 DJs, 3 different bars, and so the whole place, everyone was dancing and doing stuff
I
while you
I thought
walk
they
the floor.
I thought they must have put some kind of effect on the video. I saw that stuff and I was like, oh, they put some kind of after effect on the video, but that is just the actual place.
Yeah, that was just and that was just inside that one room. They don't show
That's sick.
the better event, which I was hoping because I had our poster like up in the actual space. So I was hoping like when they were showing like everyone partying, they would see our poster behind
Yeah.
it. So it was good. So
Our
we got
poster was in the video though.
yeah, it's in the video. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks pretty clean, dude. All that was done like 2 days before
Yeah, cool.
because I got like notice like 4 days before, and I'm like okay, and then I got in touch with the printer the next day, and then they put it in, and then in like 2 days they literally printed it and had it ready.
Cool.
And they beat everyone else. Like I looked online to like find the cheapest online printer, and they beat it by like $100 and by like a week of like time of turnaround. So I was impressed, and now I got it with me.
What's been happening to Ace on a 5x already? Taking out the 5x pot. Wonder how big the pot it was that he took it out. Blockchain Bane a few games ago. 10x on $32. Bane took out the 5x pot 3 times yesterday.
What?
Yeah,
That's crazy. Good for him. Just putting in volume. I don't know how he
yeah.
does it. Shows up so frequently in the top.
Volume is king. I do like that we reward not just volume though, that we have the rewards for highest ROI as well. The streak reward.
Yeah. I met one of those Polygon bot copy trade companies yesterday at the gym.
What? At the gym you met?
Yeah. At the gym, yeah. I meet a lot of crazy people at my gym because I'm in like this. Yeah, I'm in this vortex. People call it like it's this. It's like the center of the world because it's like everybody who made all their money in New York and is more successful than the people in California, like comes and moves over to like where I live in New York. So it's like you literally have like all the people from like government, BlackRock, other financial funds, entertainment, and things like that, all in the area I live. Like literally, like that's why I'm like, oh, the Clintons, like they did the deposition for their whole Epstein thing, like right across the street from my gym, and they live in town, like right next to me, and stuff like that. It's just a place where I guess like people go to hide out, and it's just like quieter. But it ends up being like this vortex. So I'm at the gym, and this kid works for this company called Polygon, and it's just funny, like just meeting people like outside of crypto because we were talking about like he was asking me my past, and I was like, oh yeah, like I used to work at a VC fund. Like we raised from Polygon in the past and from Sandeep, and I was like, yeah, like Sandeep came over for steaks, like like good family guy, like it was just about showing him, hey, like we're real people building a relationship and things like that, and that's how we got him on board. And he's like, oh, he's like, I know the founders of Polygon. He's like, I work for them or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, like, and he's like, I was like, oh, so you know Sandeep? And he's like, oh no, they're these. He goes, no, they're the founders are actually these Jewish kids from Boca. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's weird. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's these other guys, Sandeep and blah blah. And, I was like, yeah, like show me what you're talking about. And he's like, oh, Polygon. And I was like, oh no, this is Polygon. Like Polygon is like the chip that's on that powers poly markets. And I just like really didn't get it, I'm like, I just in my mind first, I'm like, I can't believe people in crypto, like working crypto, not even understanding like what Polygon is.
What the hell? So he works for this company, this bot thing, and he didn't know what Polygon was.
Yeah. But it's just because like these like scammers, like they just like find something that works, and like they were like a company that's making those posts about like, oh, copy trade this bot and do that, and it's like a whole like fake site. Yeah, but this guy, he just works for him. He's not like the founder, but like his friends founded it, and he's just been like helping him out and stuff. And it's just
he
like
had a nice win just then.
Stuff, and they hear that they're making money, and all the kids just like try to get in. Like who knows?
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny. But I was like, oh, this is not even worth explaining, And I like realized it's like I like use terminology, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like I was using jargon accidentally, but I forgot it was jargon. Like I used the word VC, and I also realized like he had no clue what that meant. So I was like, oh, I should say like Shark Tank. The guys on Shark Tank and decided they want to invest in businesses. Yeah, I did that, but with crypto before. So I sat in a room all day and people presented to me. I actually did really like the demo days back then. I had so much fun being a VC because, like, as you've seen, like I love new ideas and like working through stuff, and I have a pretty creative like brain where like you can plug me into something and I could figure out some new situation or try to like take it to like another level or just try to make helpful suggestions. So like all day long I got to plug into like 10 20 different businesses at any time, and you just got to work on like all the fun problems.
Hell yeah.
That
does sound heaps of fun. What made you leave it?
The other people in VC.
Yeah.
Realizing VC is not actually about like finding founders who have good ideas and believing them and backing them early. It's like a relationship game. And it's more about getting in on the right deals and finding people who have the ability to raise fund 1 and fund 2 so that they could redeploy into those companies. And it's really about like finding those people who could write those $10 million checks.
Yep.
So I like I loved it in the beginning because I was like, oh man, here all these great founders, and I have the ability to help some of these founders and write them their first check. And we were the type of fund where we had the confidence to come in first.
Yep.
So a lot of the time it's like, okay, this person had nothing before. We wrote them their first check, and then we helped them raise money, and I got to see it go from like 0 to 100. And that was amazing.
Hell yeah.
But then the other VCs end up ruining it because, they're all like chasing different ideas and things that aren't profitable, and they end up chasing hype. And then they wanted to make returns so fast. And then after the 2 years, like, so if you raised a fund in 2020 and you deployed in 2020 and 2021, by the time it hit 2022, you were down like 90% on your investment. And like, it's really hard to return after that. So like a lot of these VCs ended up just becoming like actors, like where they're traveling around the world, partying, going on these like week benders at conferences just to pretend like the music is still playing and that they have money, and they're doing a good job for their LPs, still trying to find companies and invest in them. But really a lot of them are waiting for returns. And then when returns didn't start happening, all the VCs became like almost like hedge funds where they wanted returns like in a year. So they were all like pump and dumping. So they became like really toxic to the space. And eventually I was like, you don't need any of them. And none of the equation doesn't work with any of them. Because what happens now is you have too much institutional control too early on, where like you can never have another Bitcoin, you can never have another Ethereum. Like there's always going to be some VC that says, oh, if there's potential to bring value onto this network, let's try to get 1 to 3% of the supply. And then as they go on, they're trying to control more of the supply. And now that token is like affected and controlled and usually manipulated. So
Yep.
it would like fair launches make the most sense to me. And like we've seen it before with the amount we've been able to crowdfund. Like if something's really good, you can crowdfund like $100 million in like an hour. It's absolutely insane. But the problem is like the due diligence. Like a lot of people still don't understand like what's actually a good investment. And
you can crowdfund how much did you say? $100 million in an hour.
Yeah, literally.
Far out.
And like that's insane amount of power. But the issue is that the general public doesn't know how to do due diligence, and they end up like just jumping at the first opportunity that they have. It usually isn't the best. Yeah, so I left VC because I believed in myself and I believed in Frank more than anyone else.
Yep.
And I was right to do it because, at the same time, if I look at all the companies that got investments around the same time, like 99% of them aren't here today.
Yep.
So I was right. Like I knew that I loved the founders, but I knew a lot of people didn't have the chops, and it was going to be way rockier than they imagined it.
Yep. And so Frank kind of pitched you and stole you from the VC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frank pitched me, and then I decided to invest from the VC fund.
Yep.
And help put together the deal.
Cool.
And then eventually I was like, hey, maybe you should come join me. And I was like, yeah, market's going pretty bad. I believe in you. I believe in the project. Like, I got a ton of skills now and connections. Like, let's just go do it ourselves. That was a good idea. Yeah, VC. There's two types of people in VC, right? Like, there's the people who know it's not their money that they're managing, and there's people who think it's their money that they're managing, and the power goes to their head. And it's majority of people are the ones who the power goes to their head, and they forget it's not their money that they're managing.
Yep.
And they end up like abusing the power and the money. and then the music stops playing, and they're left sitting there without a chair.
Yep.
Their VC theses are so thin too. Like all the VCs, like over the past couple years, right? We're like, okay, we're token investors. Token is the best thing ever. Blah blah blah. Like we only want tokens. Like equity is crap, right? And then as like the years went on, they were like, oh, like we want liquid tokens. We're not investing in any pre-launch or any equity. Like we want liquid tokens right now because the funds wanted a return faster. So they were like, oh, if we buy something liquid, we might be able to get a return in like 1 to 2 years. So like all the VCs now started buying tokens like out of the foundation. And like all the VCs didn't know what to do. So like once someone sets the narrative, all of them start like mimicking the same tone. So everyone's like, oh, we're only doing liquid tokens, liquid tokens. Everyone invests in liquid tokens. None of those liquid tokens pan out and do well. The VCs are like, we're going back to investing in equity. We're raising equity rounds now. Tokens are crap. Equity is back in. I don't know what we were talking about. Equity was always in. So like there's a ton of companies and VCs who they only raised on token before that are now going to go raise on equity. And the VC is going to
right.
its whole structure. So like everything it's told its LPs for the dawn of its thesis. Oh, like
I mean, it's probably a very good thing that they're investing in equity rather than token, right? Investing in token can just create like a dump a dump fest. Investing in the equity means that they're there for the long term a bit more, I think, right?
Yeah, but sometimes they're just getting free tokens now. So it depends on how the company launches it. Because sometimes they're just sweetening the deal and giving these guys free upside now on the token, and then they're just giving them equity because they're like, oh, the token isn't worth anything. But before companies were double dipping, which I thought was a terrible thing, and I tried to tell as many people as I possibly could, tokens are not stock. Tokens have no representation into the success of the actual company. And I was like, that's because multiple crypto companies have an equity company and a token company, and they double dipped. They raised money on equity from a certain set of investors, and then they raised money on token from another set of investors. And now they have two groups that they owe money to. And the issue is they end up taking all the value of the token, selling it from like the foundation and other things like that, and then sending it back to the equity company. So they have revenue on the books.
Makes sense.
So it's not good for retail users though. If we move into equity, it brings us back into what we had before, which is a private market with limited access to things. Where like the best
XRP
what did you say?
Just XRP being a prime example of.
Yeah. A prime example of a totally controlled asset. It's funny because I'm running all the games, right? Like the ETH games, the Bitcoin games, the Solana games. All those correlate with each other. XRP has the worst win rate and doesn't correlate with all those. And the reason is because it has its own specific team of manipulators on it and its own team of market makers. And like unlike ETH and Solana and Bitcoin, like XRP's just had the supply controlled for so long that there's like a different group manipulating it. So like it sometimes settles differently than ETH, Bitcoin, and Solana and acts completely differently.
Okay. Whoever's done their like Google marketing has done an incredible job. Hey, It's like they're just like they are everywhere. You look up any crypto and they are like the first thing always that pops up, like an article about how they're just about to explode.
They're so good because like I would always try to pay attention, like, okay, who do I think is the best advertiser, who's like doing a good job of getting these boards in front of crypto people. And XRP was super early to getting onto the trains and the airports. So say you took like the express train, like what's the version of the bullet train from New York City to Washington D.C., the capital, right? So as you're leaving New York City, the financial district, and you're going to Washington D.C., in Penn Station, you might see an XRP billboard in there. And then as you arrive into Washington, D.C., and you're walking out of the train station in Washington, D.C. to go into the main area where like all the famous, museums are, giant billboard for XRP right as you're walking out to remind you. So it's like they got everyone from like the people in DC who are the policy makers to the financial people in New York. And then every time there's a conference and I get off the airplane and like I have a hot terminal because I'm coming from New York. So like that's the financial area. They've gone out and planned and figured out where the planes from New York land. So like they probably just go to like the Delta terminal and areas where there's high traffic from New York, and they put billboards right as I come out of my terminal there. So the second I walk out, bam, I'm hit with an XRP billboard. And for a period of time, I was hit with a FTX billboard. And I'm like, that's the best form of marketing because okay, there's a major crypto conference. So like
if you'd managed to get that billboard, that would be worth something, I reckon.
Oh yeah. They work so well. Like if there's say like there's the Milken Institute in Singapore. Like this is a traditional like Web 2 finance conference that has Web 3 people, right? And so now, like all your billionaires and people like that are flying out. If the Milken Institute's going on, the second you walk out of the Singapore terminal, there's going to be an XRP advertisement there. So like anyone who's maybe in finance, Web 2, thinking about Web 3, who's going to that conference is going to see it and think about XRP. Like they are so good at marketing, and like they are beyond that. Like it's all about throwing the best parties still. Unfortunately in this industry, like there's a ton of vanity, and you can have all the money in the world, but like exclusive parties are another bargaining chip. And XRP has done that where like their parties are always the most exclusive at any event. They get the most expensive DJ, they have the top food, and their New York investors, so all the big institutional guys who are like still wearing jackets and suits and have a certain haircut done and they want to look like everyone else, they'll show up to those parties and bring like all their younger girlfriends, all like the 21-year-olds and 25-year-olds come out in like skimpy dresses. And but for them it's a bargaining chip, right? Like those guys get to say, hey, like I went partied down in Miami on a private island and ate caviar and Wagyu steak and got to go see Rufus Du Sol on the beach with their sugar baby who's 23 years old. So like it creates like a form of social capital for those guys, and like that form of social capital unfortunately is as valuable as like the money. So but then XRP, beyond like the advertisement, had $1 billion of cash on hand ready to go that was all just meant for lobbying. So
what?
Yeah, I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but like when I met with them, they told us they had $1 billion of cash. So like not including all their XRP tokens, like this was cash that they had made probably from selling the XRP token into the market.
What the fuck?
But this is in 2020, so they knew they were going to fight all this stuff politically, and they needed a ton of cash. So it was a smart move on their side. So that's how they've done it. They've done the partying, they've done the advertisement, they've built the right relationships with the right people, they've given them forms of social capital. So pretty smart. Because it goes like you're hacking the consciousness. Like, you want that guy to go tell someone at BlackRock about XRP. Like, okay, that guy's an investor. He works at blah, 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 Blackstone, maybe. He does real estate investment on the side, but he also does crypto. And he goes and meets with someone from BlackRock. And he's like, dude, I had such a good time at this party last night. Like, blah, blah, blah. DJ played in this private room. and we had so much fun. And now that guy's like, oh, what's XRP? Oh, like XRP's throwing it around like that. They got money like that. And now he's interested in, and he might go
Yep.
check the next event and then go invest in them. So it works.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it would. Yeah. It's funny how like bro culture it all is in there.
Yeah.
Like you'd think it, yeah.
Well, that's the funniest thing is when like some young kid who's 19 years old tries to tell me about XRP. I'm like, yeah, okay, dude. I was like, I know them. I was like, this is their actual mentality. I was like,
Yep.
I'm like, dude, how do you think they got $1 billion of cash? I was like, they sold the guys like you.
Yeah.
No. XRP Army. XRP is the next Swift banking. And I'm like, dude, they got a bunch of dads just to go out there and tell everyone about it. Like, you're falling for it, dude. No,
Yeah.
XRP is going to hit $1 trillion market cap. $100 trillion market cap. XRP is going to be worth $10. Yeah. If XRP goes up to $1,000, you buy, you can become a billionaire one day. But there's going to be 100 billionaires in the world.
Really though, there probably could be a lot more billionaires without it having much real effect on anything.
Yeah.
I often think about it in terms like, people are like Bill Gates could solve world poverty with his money. But like it's such a weird way of viewing money to think that. Like it's like that like he could I don't know, like it's like on paper, yeah, but like he's like you don't just create resources by putting money out into the ether. Like, like it's like that, like it's like there's resources allocated to things and like you take those resources, you can use money to shift the allocation of resources from one place to another, but money doesn't create anything. It doesn't create like, like there's people already, like most people are already working, most of the resources are already deployed. Money just decides where those get spent, not doesn't create more food and it doesn't create roads and hospitals and like it's like it shifts priorities from other things to those things maybe, but ain't no one solving world hunger with money.
Yeah, well, just like a simple thing, if you look at it, there's 2,800 to 2,900 billionaires in the entire world. Wait, hold up. I'll be right back. I just heard my door go.
Let's have a look at our recent big wins. MXAK a few games ago, got a 12x. I think there's not been another 800x or whatever Alex Portman got yesterday. That was wild. 20 cents into $160.
Damn. Wow. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go grab this real quick. All right, so there's only 2,800 to 2,900 billionaires in the entire world. So First thing is, that's not a lot of people. There's only 24 hours in a day. Only one person can do so much, right? So like if we wanted to see a bunch of change get done, that would require that person like working around the clock all the time. But each one of those people are disabled by the luxuries that they have. Like they probably have the least incentive to continue to work. Right?
Yeah.
So like these are people who would there's a limited amount you would need them to spend all their time in their day trying to do all these things, but they're disincentivized to do that and they're most likely just enjoying their money. And now out of that 2,800, there's only such a small circle of them. Maybe I don't know how to put an exact number, but maybe like 500 of them are actually liquid, with like a certain amount of money that can make a difference, right? Like there's probably 2,800 billionaires, but how many of those people are actually liquid or could be liquid with more than like 10% of their wealth or something like that, right? So
Oh,
now,
even 10% liquid for a billionaire would
yeah,
be massive, surely. Like that's not. I reckon hardly any of them would have $100 million in actual liquid cash.
yeah. So now you're limiting it down to like what, maybe 500 people who could be
Less.
liquid with more than 100. You think less out of that
Yeah, I
group?
reckon
Like
way less. I
2,800?
reckon way less.
You think 200 people maybe?
I'm gonna look it up. Individuals. Yeah, I reckon something like that. Something like 200.
So now you have a room of maybe 200 people that could actually change the world, right? Like, how many of those people actually want to do it? But like, what I would expect is that room of 200 people like all know each other, because I've seen like the world of billionaires is so much smaller than you would imagine. Like, there's a lot of fake billionaires and fake people, but like every time I've talked with a real billionaire, like they know another real billionaire right away, and somehow they already know them. I'm like, wow, you guys do have a way smaller circle.
There's no easy answer to this.
Yeah.
But I mean, sorry, going back to it. Even with the money, even if it's liquid money, it still doesn't solve any. Like it solves some aspect of it, but I mean, it doesn't. You don't create resources with money. Money is used to allocate resources, and it's like it's power. It's power over allocation of resources. It doesn't actually produce anything. You make no more food if a billionaire comes and goes like, I'll buy $1 billion of food. Like all they've done is buy food that would have gone to other. It's like you're not producing anything. Like you might be able to use it to set up systems, but again, you're using like those resources in setting up the system are getting taken away from like some other thing that. And yeah, it's probably a better. You could spend money to like reallocate resources towards feeding the hungry, but it's not like everyone. I feel like people have this like view that it's like, oh, you could just go out and buy the food for these people, but that's like such a ridiculously like oversimplified version of what. Like it's like, yeah, they believe that like it's almost like that money just like kind of magically makes that they can buy food that, yeah, it's like that I don't know, didn't exist before that money or something. It's like it's like literally there's resources and money controls where those resources go, but like it doesn't produce anything.
Yeah. You can't plant the money either, so it's like you got to distribute it out, give people the task, give them responsibility, make sure everyone can grow enough for themselves, and then get an extra 10%. Because already there you would have more food. Like if you had one billionaire who's just growing it, but if you had 10 people growing it and then they grew an extra 10%. Now you have an extra 100%. 2 times the amount of food now.
Yep.
Because like that's one request. Like, can you ask a billionaire to double his food production? No. So that's way too much of an ask. Can you ask 10 people to increase it by 10%? Yeah. It's interesting how that works, right?
What's that? Which the
How like to increase food production, right? Like a billionaire would have to increase it 100%. The likelihood of increasing something 100% is really
I mean,
slim. Versus like,
billionaire could probably pretty easily increase their food production 100%. Billionaire, I don't reckon there'd be a
yeah,
billionaire that billionaires aren't growing food.
yeah, oh my god, but increasing your production 100% could cut profits by like 100%. You know,
I reckon they could increase it by an infinite percentage just by growing one carrot in their garden.
yeah. Well, we know the billionaires aren't eating the food that we're growing, so
Yep.
we need to count them in as being one of the people who eat it. Oh, I got to get in the 1 day game. I just realized. How you been doing in that?
I got hammered in the last one. Oh, actually, no, not that hammered. 0.86. I got hammered in the last one before that. That Numi took it all. That's right. I got 0.3.
Oh, geez.
It was this one just gone was a very like even dispersal. There was 30 winners.
I feel like Elon though is just taunting the Doge community because he didn't add Doge to X money. So like the whole Doge community has been posting about it. You know, like add Doge. Definitely been seeing that. Let me just troll everyone a little bit.
He didn't. He didn't add it to the. Did he add any crypto to it?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That makes some sense, I guess.
Yeah, but even if you add Doge, he's going to add every other crypto, so it wouldn't make it any different than any other one, you know? But I guess you'd be able to tip people with then Doge on X, which would be really cool. Right, 5 minutes and 57 seconds. Time is flying by.
And still no cyclone.
Good. I was worried about you. But for us in the US, it's every time we hear crazy news, like nothing happens. Like it's really not bad. It's
Yeah.
like they just want everyone to go like buy all the stuff out of the grocery store.
I want this fucking thing to rip our roof off. I swear it would come off in a big enough wind. It would come off.
Just go out there and do it yourself. Oh, I guess it just flew off.
It's a pain in the ass though to do our roof. I replaced some of the Valley Iron the other day, and like, so the roof is so old that it uses nails instead of screws in the tin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah. Oh.
But shouldn't that be easier? Like if you could just get like a big, I don't know, like scraper or something like that to get like underneath it, and then like a pole, and then add some like leverage to it, just to like push out the nail.
It ain't easier to get out than the screws. The screws you just like pop, 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 pop,
Yeah,
like like they
you
come out
can't just
straight away. Like you have to like you get in with a crowbar and a hammer and just smash it, and it kind of like, but it also ruins the sheet underneath, and it would
oh
I
yeah,
think like that. That's fine though to ruin the sheet if you're getting rid of
yeah.
them. But like also like you'd have some pretty obvious like hammer marks all over it.
No.
Wind did it. Wind.
I rebuilt the roof of my house now. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, the laundry room that I use used to be like a garage that got like converted on over, and just like as the years, like the roof had just gotten worse and like started to like
Yep.
slant in. So like took off the whole roof, like took all the shingles off, took all the wood off or whatever, so like the wood sheet,
Yep.
and then like reframed it, and then put all the wood sheets back up, and then put the roofing on, and it's been good. And all I did was
Cool.
watch like a few YouTube videos.
Yep.
Like I was like,
It's so YouTube is like, yeah, so good, isn't it, for
yeah,
doing stuff like that?
it is. It is.
I mean, you must have like, if you got like table saws and drop saws and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that
Yeah, but the only thing
to
that's
do it.
not as good, I do, but the only thing that's not as good is I could have done better on the crowning or whatever, or the molding. Like some of the angles
What's
in the
that?
molding, like you know where like you don't want the wall to like meet with the roof, so you put like that nice piece of wood up, like
Oh,
there.
architraves.
Yeah,
Yep.
like I could have cut those a lot better.
So you mean when you're saying roof there, you mean ceiling?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Like
meant
the
the ceiling there.
internal?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
internal
okay,
part,
yeah.
like the whole thing had to get redone. So
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
better.
Yep.
And then I
Yeah,
just
I reckon you want fat. That's like all old houses have that real thin little architraves, but like big fat architraves look sick.
yeah. The only thing I messed up on is the windows. I don't know how to like put windows back in, so I just like sealed it up, and I think like the ceiling is coming undone because they're not like real windows. They're kind of like these glass sheets that were like fitted to it.
Yeah, right.
You know, it looks good,
Yep.
but it's not that well insulated though. Like I can feel the draft coming through the wall every once in a while.
Oh man, you're in like fucking Antarctica
Yeah,
for
but I think
half
it's
the
just how
year.
no, because it was a garage, so I think it's just like the cement foundation is just in the ground, and it just something about it, you know. There's no
Yep.
basement below it, so like you can't maintain the heat as well.
Yep.
It's always cold and wet where I live too, but probably not as wet as you.
Yeah, but we're not cold. Like the wet here is like floods your shit. But at
Yeah.
least it doesn't make you cold.
So, all right. That was a good game, Yeti.
Hell yeah. I ended up positive ROI again. I've had a whole bunch of them in a row, I feel like. What was your ROI?
$15. That's pretty good.
Nice. That's more than me. I got 5.
Win's a win.
Win's a win, that's right. I've had some very good days recently as well. Very good sessions, rather.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, me too. It's been good.
That early precision pot. We didn't see a Numi today, did we? Or did we?
No one knew me. Nope.
No one knew me.
Just the old me. It's just old. All right, yo. Let's end this.